Coming up next, I'm going to help you see the point about your work. It's not pointless. And today's employees are willing to leave to find well-being, even good jobs. We'll look at what that is. And then, of course, we take your calls, and it starts now. All right, folks, welcome to the Ken Coleman Show, coming to you live from our Ramsey Solutions headquarters in Nashville. Thrilled to have you with us as we talk about you, specifically what you were born to do. We are going to look at work maybe in a way that you've never seen work before. And that is that you were created to work, in other words, created to contribute. You are needed, you must do it. There's so much more to this life than just working a job for a paycheck. I believe with everything in my being that you can have the income and the impact that you desire in your work. And we're going to help you figure out what that is and then how to get there. We've got 7 stages. That is the clear path. Get clear. So what do I do well? What work do I love to do? What results do I want to create? That's the whole goal of getting clear. And that leads us to many different job opportunities, career paths, and even dream jobs. Stage 1 is get clear. Stage 2 is get qualified. What do I have to do to get a ticket to the dance? We'll break that down for you. Next is stage 3, get connected. Connections, relationships are where opportunities come from. Once we get the right opportunity, we start. That's stage 4, we get started. How do you start the right way? You're going to start many times as you move through stage 5, which is get promoted. As you get promoted, you are restarting, if you will. And so all of these stages work together. As I get promoted, I'm going to stay in that get promoted stage for a good portion, maybe the longest portion of our work life. As we get promoted, we work our way up into the dream job. Then what? The dream job is where I am truly in my sweet spot, and this is what I have longed to do. I am using what I do best to do work that I love, to produce results that matter deeply to me, and that allows me to be in stage 7 at the same time. That is to give myself away through my work. So that's a quick review of the 7 stages. Let's get right to it, because one of the things that we heard early on this past spring, late spring and summer, as we were testing the Get Clear Career Assessment, which is now available at kencoleman.com. It's a great companion item to the new book, From Paycheck to Purpose. And so as we were putting both the book out in testing and the Get Clear Career Assessment in testing, we began to see a pattern that, while troubling, was not really surprising. And the pattern was that people were saying, I'm excited about Ken's book, From Paycheck to Purpose, but is there really purpose? I'm not thinking about a big grandiose job. I just want to do this, and they would fill in the blank. And in their minds, the work that they wanted to do didn't have this grandiose, big, sexy, glitzy purpose. And again, while troubling that they see their work that way and minimize their work and as a result their contribution, it doesn't surprise me, because of the way that we have seen work and how work has been communicated to us. The white collar, corner office, big time job. Oh, that's glitzy, that's glamorous, that's amazing, that's something to be purposeful about. But if I'm a receptionist, or I'm just a developer, or I design websites, or I deliver packages, or I run the mailroom, or I fix computer systems, or I fix HVAC systems, there has become a delineation around the type of work which is respected, and then just a job. And that is so out of whack. And it started, as I've said many times on this program, I'll remind you if you're new to the program, it started in the 60s and 70s when higher education became the thing, the best path, the elite path. And so it was elites go to college and everybody else is just kind of, well, average or subpar. Except for the fact that we recently did a TikTok video, and you wouldn't believe the responses. Nearly 1 million views, and the responses of so many people sharing how much money they make $80,000, $90,000, over $100,000 in jobs that didn't require a college degree, and they're running businesses and employing people who are making really good money and funding dreams. So I want to just pull back for a moment with that being the context and say, hey, listen to me. There's purpose in all honorable work. So if you are a receptionist and you keep things moving smoothly, and you answer the phones here at Ramsey Solutions, or you're in customer care and you help somebody with a product problem that then allows them to use the product or the resource that then leads to them making significant changes in their life, that customer service agent had tremendous impact. If you're just a receptionist, I hate that. You're not just a receptionist. You're the front lines. You're getting people where they need to go to get the help they need. You're just as valuable as the person who helps them with the actual need. Again, you think, well, I just code. I'm kind of in a cube all day long, or a corner, dungeon office, and I'm just coding and I'm not out front. No, if you code something on the Ken Coleman website, and as a result, somebody gets a resource that leads to tremendous impact, maybe even generational impact, and this is not far-fetched. Every time I get an email or a social media message that says, hey, Ken, this resource helped you, I don't take full credit for that. Not even close. If people don't make these mics work and turn the mics on and make the cameras work and the lights look right, every job that is honorable, and what I mean by that is we're not talking illegal work, but all work is honorable, that is good and that is right. And if it's honorable, it's valuable. So you say, well, Ken, I just would love to get an office manager job. That's why I listen to your show. Do I need your book, From Paycheck to Purpose? Everybody needs the book. Everybody needs the Get Clear Career Assessment to find work that is in your sweet spot, because in that sweet spot where you use what you do best, your talent, to do work you love, passion, to produce and accomplish results that matter to you deeply, you're making a massive contribution. Even though it doesn't seem massive, it is. Everyone has purpose in their work. Everyone. And it doesn't have to be a big, huge deal, but it is really important, no matter how big of a deal you think it is or anybody else thinks it is. It doesn't matter. What matters is the significance of the task, the significance of the role that you are filling. That's what matters. So I hope that encourages some of you today. When we talk about this, when I talk about the brand new book, From Paycheck to Purpose, and you're going, well, Ken, I just want the paycheck. No, that's not true. You do want purpose in your work. You want to see that your work matters. And maybe it's just you opening your eyes to going, oh, I'm so much more than just an admin assistant or HVAC repair guy. Because you are. It doesn't matter what the job is. Somebody could call me and they could say, Ken, I am this. How would you spin that purposefully? I'd love to retitle their jobs. That would be a fun experience. In fact, if you want to, test me out. I don't hear HVAC repair. I hear peace of mind and comfort giver. Because that's what it is when you fix a heating unit or an AC unit when it's down. It's big time important. We got to start looking at what we do and begin to see it with eyes of value, because we all can provide value. Work is good. We should do it. It's more than a paycheck. So that's why I wrote the new book, From Paycheck to Purpose, The Clear Path to Doing Work You Love. Candidly, it contains a lot of my story, a lot of the stumbles, the frustrations, the moments I felt like giving up, the seemingly insurmountable mountain. And the story is woven throughout the 7 stages. Get clear, get qualified, get connected, get started, get promoted, get the dream job, give yourself away. Tactically practical for you, but also a companion for you because I know where you are. I've walked where you're walking, no matter where you are in the 7 stages. From Paycheck to Purpose. You can get it now, pre-order it now, and we're going to give you some amazing goodies. I got a sheet here because I haven't been telling you all about all the amazing goodies. For $20, you can pre-order. It comes out November 9th. You get the Paycheck to Purpose ebook. You get the Paycheck to Purpose audiobook read by me, the Get Hired digital course that we did last year. Really, really popular course where I'm teaching. You get all 6 of our resume templates, and then you get a ticket to our live stream event from Paycheck to Purpose this fall. More details coming on that. Plus, you're going to get an extended 30-day trial to our world-class budgeting tools, money management tools, debt payoff tools in Ramsey. Plus, I'm a part of the Ramsey Solutions worldwide network and universe. And so all of that is over it's over $200 in value, and you get all of that for one $20 purchase. Now, there is one bundle at kencoleman.com. You can get all of that plus the new Get Clear Career Assessment, which is about a 15-minute digital journey asking you questions, going to walk you through and reveal to you your top 3 talents, your top 3 passions, and your driving missional result, and puts it together in a purpose statement that becomes your guiding North Star towards any work. You also see where you score on the 12 universal talents, the 15 universal passions, and the 6 missional drivers, because it's just more information for you to see. Oh, I also can see that I have talent here as well, and I can build on that and move that up. So it's really, really valuable self-awareness tool and a great conversational starter for those of you who feel lost and seemingly just so full of doubt you can't pick a direction. So you get that plus all the other stuff and the book for $30. So it's a $30 bundle versus just the $20 for the book. Either one, you're going to get all the goodies. So really excited about the response to this book. This is going to help a lot of people. So I unashamedly say, go get it, pre-order it for somebody else. And November is a great time for people. They're thinking about making the move as they start a new year just around the corner. So kencoleman.com to go get that. All right, the phone number is 844-747-2577. Remind you, you've got a 2-hour window to get with us each day, Monday through Friday, 12 Eastern to 2 Eastern Standard Time. The phone number is toll-free, 844-747-2577. Let's start it off with Sherry in Allentown, Pennsylvania. Sherry, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi, Ken. How are you? It's good to talk to you.
I'm living the dream, Sherry. What's going on?
I am recently starting into a new venture of boat canvas and upholstery. I've been sewing in most of my life and also doing embroidery. But there is one gentleman that is in the area who basically has most of the market for everything. So, like, if you call main places, that's who they recommend. So I was curious on a way of how to approach it to possibly get experience, even though eventually I would be a competitor.
Yeah, that's a great question. I think it's really comes down to 2 things. I think your approach and then how healthy he is. Do you know what I mean? Like, how secure is he? And we just don't know until we approach. But are you thinking part-time work? Are you thinking shadowing? Tell me what would be the perfect scenario for you as you've thought through this.
I would like to do like a part-time hands-on just so I can learn a little bit more of the tricks of the trade.
Yeah.
I did go to school for a week on it, but I feel like there's more that I just don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
And then I don't feel like I'm ready to put my name out there yet.
Yeah. Well,
because I know I'm going to be busy and I don't want to bite off more than I can chew.
Yeah, it's really smart. I don't think you have to tell him what your intentions are long term. I don't think that's something that you have to divulge and go, hey, eventually I'm going to own my own business and by default will be a competitor of yours. I just don't think that's necessary.
Okay.
I think in the back of his mind.
I currently have business stuff set up, so I don't want it to be where all of a sudden he like researches me and then finds out that I have my own business on the side too. But I do my business part-time, so I have a full-time job on top of it. But I would like to do like a little bit of shadowing on the side with him to maybe learn. He's been doing this for over 20 years. So
well, let me ask you this.
I just don't know how to approach it.
How many hours are you spending on this side hustle? How many hours a week?
I usually spend about 30 hours a week.
Oh, wow. So that's a pretty good chunk. And so you've got regular customers that keep coming to you to be able to do that much work.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And so he could very easily, he may even already be aware of you. It's possible. Yes.
I don't know.
I mean, are you online?
I do have an Instagram. I do have a Facebook page. I actually have a very well-known embroidery customer, but I don't have anything as far as upholstery and canvas work. I've basically just our own personal stuff.
Yeah. Is he hiring right now?
I don't know. But I know he's always busy, and I can't research anything online for him because he has, there's no Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
There's no Facebook.
Yeah.
He has a website, and that's it.
Yeah. Listen, there's nothing to sneak around about. You're not doing anything wrong. So don't be sneaky. I don't think you're going to be, but I don't think you have to go in it by going, look, I want to learn this so that I can compete against you. That's not your intent.
Yeah. No.
I think your intent is, hey, I have done some embroidery work on the side. I really admire you. And I want to learn from you. If you need any help, I'm your gal. I've got a full-time day job, but I would be happy to work for you part-time. Now, the real issue comes down to how much time are you going to be able to give him if you're already spending 30 hours in the side hustle and you got a presumably 40-hour a week day job?
My stuff has not been consistent. I've slowed it down a little bit.
Okay,
just
good.
Because I'm not really sure how to approach this, and that's kind of where I want to venture into.
Oh, perfect. So so I would keep your current side business really slow so that you can dedicate the time to working for this guy if he'll give you a job and learn from him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
How old of a guy is he?
Okay. I want to say he's probably in his 50s or 60s.
Uh-huh.
He does have his son as an apprentice, but that's the most that I could get on his website.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, that was my next question.
Pretty much everybody around here knows him, so.
Yeah. Well, look, then there's no sneaking around. I think you just go in there really humble and say, you're the Mac Daddy. I know a little bit that, you're probably training your son to take over the business. I don't want to horn in on that. If you need some help, I want to help, and because I want to learn from you, I want to learn the trade. I think he would be honored by that. Now, I can't gauge how healthy he is and how paranoid or if he is or isn't, but I think the only way to approach it is you're a rock star. I know you're a rock star. I want to learn from you, and I would love to work part-time so I can learn the trade because I want to do what you do, and I think you're the best in the world. He's going to feel good about that. He's going to at least feel, honored, don't you think?
I would think so.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how to go about it and all of a sudden be like, well, this is my competition coming at me.
I don't think he's worried about you as competition right now.
Okay.
All right. But again, I wouldn't approach it that way. Approach it the way I said it.
Yeah.
That you are young and hungry and you want to learn and you want him to teach you. You want to be Luke Skywalker and you want him to be Obi-Wan. I think that's the best way to approach it. And I think you might be surprised. Now, he may not have the work for you right now. That's also a variable. But I don't overthink this. Just approach it straight up. Let's go to Omaha, Nebraska now, where Hayden is on the line. Hayden, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hey, how are you?
Hayden, I'm living the dream. What's going on?
Well, I've kind of got myself in a predicament, I guess you could call it. I'm 19 years old. I work a full-time job, and I'm a full-time online college student as well, trying to get my degree in creative media. But I was a full-time college student last semester, which with COVID, it was basically online, living in a dorm room in the town the college was in. Mm-hmm. And I was working part-time for a TV station. I really enjoyed the job that I was at and could have probably moved up to a full-time position later down the road with the degree. But I was offered the job at a local radio group as a news director. So I took the position because it was closer to home. My family's really important to me, and I had a chance to just be closer to them. And I thought the opportunity was good because I worked for this radio group before I left for college. And, managers were great. The feeling between everybody was mutual. We knew where we were headed. And now that I've gotten to this job, gotten about 3 months in, I was hired in June of 2021. the feeling has kind of changed. The managers are kind of toxic now, and I'm afraid I'm leading myself to burnout and not really sure where to go from here.
What do you mean by toxic?
The boss really never turns off. Whenever there's an email placed on my phone or a text message or a call, he wants me to either answer it immediately or about a 5-minute window to pick up. And if I don't, I pretty much get, I don't know what you want to say, reprimanded for it. I don't get penalties or anything, but I'll hear about it the rest of the month that, well, hey, you really need to be picking up your cell phone whenever I call you. And it's a 40-hour-a-week job, and they're expecting me to work more than 40 hours unpaid. And the bosses are just not as nice as I thought they were.
Okay. So is this the career path you want to be on in the news media?
Yes, journalism is. And let me go ahead and throw this into that. I mean, I like the job that I am in, and what I'm getting to do right now is part of the dream for me, but the leadership in the role is what is going to make me throw out of this personal job right now that I'm in, but don't really know where to go there.
Well, I think the reality is you got to decide what the next step would be. If you're not going to stay there, where are you stepping? Because to step out of the industry, to me, is problematic at this young of age. I mean, I think the fact that you're in is really good, but I also think that in your world, with your experience and your age, if you're open to not always being around family, which I think is, I mean, that's your preference. There's nothing right or wrong about it. I would not be that way because it limits me. Okay. But you can step away from this and step somewhere else. I mean, that's one option. The other option is you stick it out a little bit. I think what would be interesting for you to do is to talk to somebody else at another station. You just got enough contacts to get an idea if it's like this across the board. I just think in the news world, certainly local news, where resources are a premium, I'm not saying any of this is right with this idea that you got to be, on call 24 hours a day. But as a news director of a local news television station, if that's what I'm hearing, that's probably not very abnormal. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now what that means is the reason I want you to do your homework and talk to other people, is this pretty normal? Because before I start thinking about pushing the eject button, I've got to decide, am I willing to do what it takes? Am I willing to do what I have to do what I want to do? And you might have to do this a little bit while longer to get the next opportunity to step up to where you're one of those guys, if that's what you want to do. Do you want to move higher up the ladder?
Yeah, for sure I do. I mean, where I'm at right now, the title is like I said, a dream job. And down the road, I would look into that. Down the road, really, where I'm looking to go would be like a multimedia journalist or someone like that.
Okay.
But, I mean, of course, you have to have a degree for that to happen. And so with me being full-time online college right now, I have about a semester and a half or 2 semesters left of college to go through. I'm not far from that point, but I just don't really know if it is a great idea to stay where I'm at right now and finish college, or whether I need to just go ahead and kind of phase out of the job, get back to on-campus learning, something like that.
Well, okay, so based on what you just told me, to do what you want to do, you've got to have the degree.
Right.
So I've always said I'm not anti-college education. I just want to answer to the 2 basic questions on should I go or should I not go to college? And it is it the only way to do what I want to do? You said it is. The second question is it the best way? And because it's the only way, then you're only 2 or 3 semesters out. I would then, yes, you can leave this job or offer to go part-time. Say, hey, look, I've got to finish school and I've got to spend more time on school. You guys are asking me to work more than 40 hours, and I can't do that and finish school. They're going to understand that. They may be disappointed, but it's not like you're flaking on them. You're going back to school to finish. So I think you either go part-time or offer to, hey, can you scale me back to part-time? Here's how many hours I can work. I'm happy to work this many hours for you guys. If not, I understand. I'm not going to be upset. I got to go back to school. Now you've got that on your resume as real work that you did while you were online. So there's not a narrative problem as you go forward. So it feels like to me that's what you want to do. And if that's what I'm hearing, yeah, I've got no problem with that. It's a good move.
Okay.
But what I'm telling you is do your homework. You got to know what to
Right.
expect when you step back into that.
Okay.
And I just have a sneaky feeling that that's not very abnormal. I don't know that for sure. I want you to find out. What should I expect as I come out of college and get back on that similar ladder?
Okay.
Because you have to do that in order to get where you ultimately want to climb, right?
Right.
So buckle up, buttercup. You know, I mean, at some point, I'm not calling you a buttercup that I think you are, but I'm saying at some point you got to embrace that if that's the reality.
Right.
For
Well,
a season.
And I really just think I need somebody to tell me either you need to change right now or you need to suck it up and get over your feelings and go ahead and do what you think you need to do.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Do what you think is right here. You haven't presented anything to me that sounds off.
Right.
The only reason I'm telling you to move on is because you're saying you got to have that degree, and this will probably help you do that degree a little bit better and not be as stressed out. But I mean, if you could suck it up and do both, I'd tell you to do that too. So I think you got plenty of options here.
Okay.
Yeah. Appreciate the call, man. Absolutely. You got a great future ahead of you. You know, every industry is obviously different and has its nuances. But let me just tell you, folks, outside of winning the lottery or going on a reality TV show where you fast forward your career because you won a competition or something where millions of people there and you win a residency in Vegas, here's the deal. There's nothing that you're going to pursue that doesn't require you to pay your dues. So either pay them now or you pay them later. And listen, in my own personal journey, and I open up the new book from Paycheck to Purpose right there at 2:00 in the morning, laying there going, man, I'm 33. Have I wasted it? Did I miss it? Did I blow it? The answer is no, but that's what I felt. But I will tell you, one of the voices that rattled around in my head many of those nights was, why didn't you figure this out at 23? Why didn't you figure out this shift from politics to broadcasting at 23? You could have been so much further ahead. Now you got a wife and 3 kids and responsibilities and blah, 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 blah. Well, first of all, that voice, needed to be drowned out, and I thankfully figured out how to drown it out. Because that's not even a healthy narrative at that point. It doesn't even matter. It's completely irrelevant. The issue is, what am I going to do now? And so this young man, Hayden's in a very similar situation, You can pay your dues now or you can pay them later. You decide. If you give me 2 viable options when you call, I'm going to go, okay. You got 2 viable options. Great. I'm probably going to be the guy that picks the paying the dues now. Because, I struggle with patience, as we all do. I just have a lot less than most people. So there you go. All right. Here's what I want to do. I want to tell you about my friends at ZipRecruiter. We're watching right now to see what happens in this job market. Labor Day represented the ending of all federal unemployment insurance benefits. So people are going to start getting back in this thing, and now it's going to get even more competitive. Still a really hot job market, but I know that it's frustrating for you. And a lot of you going, I don't even know if I want to just put myself out there, Ken, because I'm going to fill out resumes. I'm not going to hear anything back all the time with little feedback. My friends at ZipRecruiter can help by giving you valuable time in your schedule. They're the #1 hiring site in the U.S., and with ZipRecruiter's one-click apply feature, you can apply for jobs quickly and easily without filling out your info multiple times. And when you see something you want to apply for, ZipRecruiter submits the application for you, but they're also shopping for you behind the scenes. And when a company wants to look at you, they connect you directly. This is very exciting stuff. Constant communication, and the company can get directly to you. What are you waiting for? If you want the easier job search, sign up for free. Did you hear that? Free. No catch, no strings attached. Sign up for free right now at ZipRecruiter.com/Ken. That's ZipRecruiter.com/Ken. Okay, quick commercial break. When we get back, we're going to look at why a lot of people are leaving really good jobs and how that might affect you. This is the Ken Coleman Show.
Our world is changing, but so are we. Now, we see a smile through someone's eyes. We conquer our struggles and cherish each moment because we're shielded through faith and assured by hope. And greatest of all, we love. The world is different, but so are we.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Ken Coleman Show, coming to you from our Ramsey Solutions studios in Nashville. Thrilled to have you with us. KenColeman.com is a great resource. It's the website, has our store, has our articles, other free resources with a lot of stuff there to help you or that friend or loved one who feels stuck or lost. That is a constant theme, and life is way too short to just be going through the motions and doing a job trying to make it through to the weekend. 844-747-2577. Okay, really interesting trend. So those of you that are thinking about moving on and those of you that are leading people, you need to pay attention to this. It's in the news. Okay, Gallup.com is the source of our article today. Gallup recently did a poll asking employees what they look for most in an employer or prospective employment. And the data came back with this direct statement. The organization cares about employees' well-being was in their top 3 of things they were looking for. Does the organization care about their employees' well-being? Wow. Now, for millennials and Generation Z, which, by the way, just give you context here, millennials are the number 1 demographic now in the workforce. So they're the largest demographic. So for them, this is number 1 for them. And Gen Z, hello, they're in the workforce now and coming on strong. The organization cares about their employees' well-being. Obviously, we have a general idea of what well-being is. Things are going well, right? But let's look at what's going on worldwide. We saw in 2020 that employees reporting daily stress climbed to 43%. It was 57% people feeling daily stress in the United States and Canada. It's 57% in the United States and Canada. So we've got what amounts to, because of the now lots of reporting on mental illness, it's not the stain or the phobia of exposing it. Hey, just more and more athletes are making this a big. So all of a sudden, like, mental illness is like on everybody's mind. Okay, and you take the reality of what happened, the big squeeze in work hours, work environment, loss of jobs that happened in 2020, a lot of stress around work. All right, so here are the 5 elements of well-being that I want to lay out very briefly that Gallup identified. So as a result of this poll, they dug in, asked lots of questions, and so there are 5 areas of well-being, and it's important to know these. 1 is social. So this is, hey, do I have good relationships? Friends, family, what's my relationship life like? Really, really hard to feel like you are in a place of wellness if you've got fires burning in the area of your relationships. One quick thing I want to point out, when we realize how much time we spend at work, I want you to just think for a moment, how much of your day you spend at work. And then you've got family and any responsibilities that come with that. And then you got your sleep. So somewhere in there, we associate and hang out with friends. So I want you to start thinking about your coworkers. Should I be really good friends with my coworkers? I think, yeah, some. I think you should dive in. I think you look for opportunities to develop really meaningful, quality relationships with your coworkers, just simply because you spend a huge amount of time at work. And to be completely detached relationally from the people you work with, I think is a big miss. I'm not saying you have to do it. I'm saying I would try to develop good relationships there. You spend so much time with these people. I don't know why you wouldn't want to develop lasting friendships where you can lean on these folks and they can lean on you. Next is financial. Obviously, we get that, our money. Next is physical. Next is career. So, and these are no particular order. So do you love the work? Are you in your sweet spot? Companies, I'm trying to help as many companies possible with this Get Clear career assessment. We're working on a version where it's an engagement tool because listen, companies, if you want to focus on your team and your employees' well-being, having them on the right seat of the bus in their sweet spot where they're using their talent to perform their passion, to accomplish their mission, hello, that's a big win. And then finally, community. The social is the friends, but community. Do you have a sense of, beyond just the social and the one-to-one relationships, is there a sense of community that I'm a part of something bigger than me? A community of people, whether it be faith, activism, you name it, hobbies. Where are you at in community? And again, I think there's an opportunity for companies to foster this within the company. And companies do this all the time. Hey, we got a bowling league, we got a golf league, we got a frisbee league, we got whatever. This is how you foster community, which is beyond individual relationships. It's a grouping of people that have commonality. So really interesting stuff. And I think more and more people are looking for this. And I think companies are waking up to this. And hey, here's the thing. You can help usher this in. A friendly suggestion. Or how about you look and start community yourself? It doesn't always have to come from the corporate office. It was like 18 people in the office that all love to go dove hunting, then organize a dove hunt or whatever. That was pretty random. I don't know where that popped in my mind. I was talking to somebody the other day. Oh, I know what it was. I was talking to somebody the other day had been out dove hunting. Wow, that one just came out of the old ear. But the idea here is that you can foster community yourself, and you should. Really, really important stuff. Thank you for Gallup. That great study. Really, really good stuff there. All right, my time is almost up. But before I let you go, remember this. You matter, and you do have what it takes. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, this is the Ken Coleman Show. Press on.